Hello, my name is Alex Isles and welcome to Yeavering in Northumberland. And right now I'm standing beside the battle stone at Yeavering. And the story behind this stone is brilliant and I'm going to really enjoy sharing this one with you. First of all, the battle stone is actually a Chalcolithic stone. Now, I know in a previous video I referred to henges and stone circles and things like that, and I put them into the Neolithic period. But I've continued to read, and in Northumberland we have this sort of thing where many henges are Neolithic, but quite a lot more in Northumberland are now in this sort of in between the Bronze Age and the Neolithic period, this Chalcolithic period. And so right here we have this standing stone which is referred to as battle stone, and I'll actually explain why it's called battle stone in a minute. But this used to be beside a henge, and there was a henge in and around this area near Yeavering where people were obviously gathering, a ritual enclosure like every other henge. And if you look at the henge video, I'll put a link right now so you can actually find your way there and have a look at that as well. Just remember when you're watching it, unfortunately when I say Bronze Age, you should now hear Chalcolithic instead, or what would better be described as sort of like the in-between the Neolithic and the Bronze Age period, this new Copper Age, which was for a short period of time this transition between the two populations. Interestingly enough as well, and as more archaeology and as more genetics come through, we'll be able to find out and maybe have a look to see if it's more the new Bronze Age population coming through that are building these, or if it's the previous Neolithic farmers in a last-ditch attempt trying to claim the land and to say, no, this is our land in the face of new Bronze Age invasion. But that'll be a really interesting one as we go forwards. Now, the battle stone right here was a standing stone built around here that would link together a number of henges, and in the Millfield Basin, which is the valley I'm standing in, there are 10 henges around here, and each of these henges was obviously an important ritual site, and people were living in and amongst this valley, and it must have seemed very important to them. Later on, when you actually get into the true Bronze Age rather than the sort of the intermediate Copper period, we do start seeing cairns and Bronze Age cairns all throughout the hilltops. So just over in this distance here on the hilltops in that direction, there are Bronze Age cairns. So we know that there are people living and burying their dead here after the Chalcolithic or the Copper Age into the Bronze Age period as well. So it's a very, very important place. But this stone would have been put up maybe as a waymarker, a place where someone would have walked through the landscape and known that they were between two ritual sites, or just as an important place to mark out this area as a spirit as for the spirits or the local gods or something like that. But it continues on and has a continuation in history as well, because much later in history, in 1416, there's actually a battle near this site, and this battle is where the warden of the Northern Marches, who is a man called Lord Neville, and alongside that as well, another man called Sir Umfraville, or Sir Lord Umfraville, they are up here and they have a force of 180 spearmen and 300 archers, and according to this sort of semi-mythological battle report, we actually see that they rout 4,000 soldiers of the Scottish forces. So the Scots are coming down to raid Northumberland. They get attacked around here by this small group of around about 480 men, and they manage to rout a force that's nearly 10 times their size. Now, when they rout that, they say they actually chase them for 12 miles across the Scottish border, and they manage to keep control of this area for the English against the Scottish raid. But the really interesting thing is that this stone here is then named the Battle Stone. So it's almost seen as a place where people now know that this marks where the battle occurred. And again, it's one of these things where a standing stone, which already has some history and heritage up here in the region, and who knows what it would have been called beforehand, or how it fit in with the landscape, or how people viewed it, has suddenly transformed from just being a site which was associated with maybe the previous Copper Age, and then later on the Bronze Age and the Iron Age peoples, and how each of those successive groups and how those cultures would have interacted with it, and now becomes something where in the Middle Ages this is a monument to show the Northumbrian English victorious over the Scots. And so because of that, it becomes a very important part of the local area and a monument to this victory. And so I love over time how something that could be previously associated with a different population group, a different group of people, a different culture, can then be taken and become something so significant to a new group of people as time and history passes on. So that's the story of the battle stone. What I'm going to do, if you go to the description, the Ardgefren Trust has actually done a wonderful 360-degree scan of this stone, which you in your own time can look at, analyze, and have a really good understanding of how this stone fits into the landscape and some of its quirks as well. So if you go to the link in the description, you'll be able to find that there. As always, I would like to ask you to please like and subscribe, share the video with your friends, and if you'd like to, I also have a Patreon, which is also in the description, and if you'd like to support me further, you can do that there. But until next time, just have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching.